Excuse me. Okay. I think. Whoa. Hang on. What did we do last week? Okay, I do remember now. I did get cut off in between the stream. I think my VPN lost connection, and I tried restarting it, but after the second time, couldn't be bothered anymore. Which was a mistake because it turns out I've been avoiding working on this wayland window because there's only so much frustrations you can take. So I took a couple of days off. To my surprise, frustrations are still there. So I decided today just to get on with it. You know, there's no other way around it. So the goal is for today to finish the rest of the rewrite. Yeah. And verify if it's working, and then go from there. See where it goes. I'll figure it out. I don't remember what I did. It's been a while. Alright, so let me just go through the code and then we'll It creates some new methods. App ID. Set app ID. Let's go back to before commit surface. I think XTG surface. XTG shell. Top level. Because I did read before you commit. Depending on the Windows state, or was it XTG surface? Yeah, after creating a role specific object and setting it up, example setting the title, app ID, size, constraints, parents, etc. The client must perform an initial commit without any buffer attached. The compositor will reply with initial WL surface state, such as the compositor will reply with initial WL surface state, such as WL surface preferred buffer scale, followed by an XTG surface .configure event. So we should get 2 events. WL surface state, such as WL surface preferred buffer. Okay. I think this switch will not work because it's no com time known. Seven 25. Oh, this is not done. Oh no, what it is. Just go there. Expected optional type found. Yeah, I think that's no longer optional. 745. It's just the surface, yeah. There might be a few of those. Okay, not bad. Yep, that is as expected. think there is a way to fix this. id.new id, because it'll always be the same ID. Because the order of function calling is the same. Okay, so let's just go through id.new id. Where's it called first? Okay. So sync is the first time I call new ID. So that should be 2. Because it starts at 2. If I'm not wrong. Yeah. That should be 3. Sync is 3. Surface ID is 4. There's a method behind this, hopefully. 4, 5. So be 6. XDG surface. Top level. Grab this. Grab that. Where are my comp time values? Here. So I think this can be renamed to, let's call it initial link ID. Surface ID. XDG surface ID. And then this will be top level surface ID. Yeah, it's not perfect, but then just for sanity, surface ID. Yep, here I can just assert it is top level. Okay. And then it makes it easier to switch statements here. This would be top level surface ID. This can be XDG surface ID. Okay, but I think we also need, because if it says here compositor will reply with an initial WL surface state such as WL surface dot preferred buffer scale. Let's have a look at that. Surface preferred buffer scale. Okay. So we need surface ID. Zero, 1, 2. I'll just grab 0 for now. And then else. Standard debug print unhandled surface event. pt dot header dot op. I think this needs a switch up. I think this, does this need a block? Okay, no, it's right. So this would be 0, 1, 2. Preferred buffer scale. I think I'll just print it for now. Standard debug print surface event preferred buffer scale. Just to see if I'm getting this event. Guess and it would return. Returns a factor. Okay. And there was another event that the compositors will send XTG surface. Yep. Here, WL surface preferred buffer scale, followed by an XTG surface configured event. Surface ID, so I should get a configure. I'll just print this as well. Debug print configure event received. All right, see if that happens. Audio 32. That's correct. 809. Okay, I get surface events that are unhandled. Invalid top level event. Okay. Well, at least something's happening, which is good. I want to check what is surface event 0. WL surface enter. Okay, this event is emitted whenever a surface creation, movement, or resizing. Okay. Okay, if you get 0, just say for now, then you can just do this. Standard debug.print surface enter event. Possibly creation. Invalid top level event. We're not expecting any top level events, if I remember correctly. That is a 271. 788. Unless the ID is incorrect. Okay, let's check what the error is. 271. Size of buffer.len is less than size of bounds. Hang on, but even top level has a configured event as well. I think this should be size of configure. It's an error. But it still fails. Invalid top level event. Parse configured event. Why is the top level receiving a configured event? XDG surface. Global surface preferred buffer scale followed by an XDG surface dot configured event. Client must acknowledge it and is then allowed to attach a buffer to map its service. Yeah, I don't understand that. What does it return? XDG configure. Right. Well, I think one of the possibility is that I messed up the IDs. Should have printed. Okay, it's, yeah, definitely not right. Top level surface ID is 9. So why doesn't the assertion fail? Yeah, because I'm it doesn't fail because it's the wrong assertion. Okay, there we go. WL surface ID. Is 7. And this should be 8. And then this is... What's wrong with my keyboard? Okay, I think another assertion. Reached unreachable code. Line 815. I think I'm doing something wrong. Definitely. Let me just print standard debug print. dd dot header dot object id. Four, 4, and 6. What is 4? Delete ID6. That must be a sync event. Actually, I don't call it. New bind ID. Let's print the same thing here. Oh, I forgot. Name is... say interface. Name is slice of const. Wait. This is WL shared memory. This is XDGWM base. This is WL OC. I think I missed one. 677. Registry. So I get a shared memory event. And what is 6? sync ID. Where do I even call sync? Oh, here. I don't get the configure event. That it says here. XDG surface. Creating a XDG surface from a WL surface which has a oh, my display is frozen. Okay, it's back. Creating an XDG surface from a WL surface which has a buffer attached or committed is a client error. I don't think we've done that. Any attempts by a client to attach or manipulate a buffer prior to the first configure call must be treated as errors. After creating a role-specific object and setting it up, examples sending the title app ID constraints, the client must perform an initial commit without any buffer attached. The compositor will reply with initial state WL state event. Initial WL surface state such as WL surface.preferred buffer scale followed by an XDG surface.configured event. The client must acknowledge it and is then allowed to attach a buffer to map the surface. So why am I getting XDG4 shared memory event? Okay, I'm getting this format event. Create surface, get XDG surface. Get top level, set title, set app ID, and commit surface. Feel like I'm missing something. XDG surface. Client must perform an initial commit without any buffer attached. And the compositor will reply with the initial W surface state. So you're only allowed to attach a buffer after you acknowledge the configured event, which is no, not this configure. I think it's the XDG surface. Yeah. But I seem to be getting neither of those. Mapping an XDG surface based roll surface is defined as making it possible for the surface to be shown by the compositor. Hey Q position X. Note that a map surface is not guaranteed to be visible once it's mapped. Well, I think before I can even map it, I'm missing something. Well, let me check. Create surface. Compositor ID. It should be the first one. W compositor, opcode is 0. Yep. And then does it take any arguments? I don't think so. Takes new ID. Which is the surface ID. Don't I need to bind? Bind. Compositor. Okay, there is no. WL output seeds. Okay. Okay. Let's assume that's correct for now. Create surface. Get XDG surface is up to XDG shell, XDG surface. Get XDG surface. 012. Yep. And it takes XDG surface ID. Oh no, it's right. New ID and then surface ID. And it takes WL surface. The object is XDGWM base. Correct. Opcode is 2. I mean, that looks right. Get top level. I think this one I'm not too sure. Get XDG surface and get top level. 01. And it only takes a new ID. Get top level. Opcode is 1. This doesn't feel right. XDG surface ID. Creates XDG top level object for the given XDG surface and gives the associated WL surface the XDG top level role. XDG surface ID, op is 1. And it only has a new ID. I think some of these don't look right. I mean, this one still feels correct because I'm using a bound object. Same for XDG surface. Get XDG surface. Defines basic functionality of a composer to create windows that can be dragged, resized, maximized, etc. Creates a shell surface from a surface. Creates an XDG surface for a given surface. It's not a role. Corresponding surface may be assigned a role at extending XDG surface, such as XDG top level or XDG pop-up. It is illegal to create an XDG surface or WL surface which has already been assigned a role. Okay, I mean, that's exactly what you said here. An XDG surface is used as basis to define role to given surface, such as XDG top level or pop-up. It also manages functionality shared between XDG surface and basic surface based surface roles. So I don't seem to be getting these events. Okay, I have an idea. Let's check how this guy did it. This one. Chatting with the compositor, reacting, finding interfaces, reacting to events. That one. XDG surface configure. That's the one I'm expecting to receive. Top level surface ID. Yep, XDG surface ID. That's the one I don't receive. Do I get this ping event? I think worth checking. XDGWM base. Saber. Ping event. Receive. think I can do the same here. Response line is standard for 6 dot read socket. What else do you need? And buffer. I think I've already created a buffer. Response line is 0. 10 error.wayland server disconnected. Let me grab, actually it's fine. Const event. That is event defined, isn't it? Event iterator, okay. And I see. Well, is it a null? Yes. Send a debug.print. Object ID is equal to, what are we looking for? I think it's xtgwm base dot new ID xtgwm base ID. Okay. Standard debug.print. There's only one event, so event. Event received equals true. Expect to type that. No field named objects ID. What? How did output look again? Header dot object ID. Yep. Interesting. So I don't get a ping event either. I'm guessing something wrong even before I get to that place. Send us a ping message and expect a pong back to ensure our application is responsive and not deadlocked or frozen. The ping event asks if the client is still alive. Pass the serial specified in the event back to the compositor by sending pong request back with specified serial. Compositors use this to determine if the client is still alive. It's unspecified what will happen if the client doesn't respond with the ping. Right? Client should try to respond in a reasonable amount of time. The unresponsive error is provided for compositors that wish to disconnect unresponsive clients. The compositor is free to ping in any way it wants, but a client must always respond. A compositor is free to ping in any way it wants, but a client must always respond to an XDGWM base object it created. So it's kind of like not guaranteed you'll get a ping. The compositor is free to ping in any way it wants, but a client must always respond to any XDGWM base object it created. What does that mean? All right, let's have a look at the implementation. Reacting to events ping pong. WM base, XDGWM base event ping. XDGWM base. XDGWM base, yep. I'm just going to rename this to base. It makes a little more sense. So already type bind ID. This WM base, I'm guessing it's the last. Yep, that's the last event that's created. Or bound to, sorry. Everything gets bound, then it gets out of the while. But no ping event. That's weird. Okay, let's have a look. Going back here. Using interfaces we created. Binding interfaces. At this point, we sent one message to the compositor, get registry. The compositor responds with a series of events listing the available global objects. This works. Each event contains an interface name, which is a string. Right, this is done. If you see global we're interested in, we create one of this type and record the new ID in our state structure for later use. While we're at it, we also handle error events. If the compositor does not like our messages, it will complain with some useful error messages in there. Does it return any events? Debug print. some event. Let's print the object ID. Header.object ID. Okay, so it does return something. What is for? Shared WLSHM. I don't know why it always returns that format shit. It's like not even ready. And it's only one op, so it's going to be opcode 0. So find ID is compositor ID. Makes the buffer a bit bigger, just in case. I mean, it does write properly. Finds compositor first. I'm guessing the order doesn't matter when you bind. Is the message correct? 228 is the message line. 20. 3, 4, 5. Actually, the message line doesn't look right. Oh, because the padding. Well, actually, even then. Guess 11 would be padded to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13. That should be padded to 16. So this message should be a lot bigger. Well, slightly bigger. At header len. Edit of message size plus U32. Hang on. XDG shell. No. Wayland. Get registry. Response with a registry. Sorry, no. Where's global? Name interface and version. Name interface version. So new ID is the only thing that we sent back that is new. Oh, okay, what am I doing? The length is not the same, it's 24. It's 28 here. Okay, what is after message size is name. Composite is 1, yep. WLSHM is 18. Yep, that looks right too. NXTGWM base 20, yeah, that looks correct. Okay, and what comes after? Length on the interface. E. Yes, echo. It was single brackets. I always forget how do you do that? X the binary bash. Oh, it's the wrong bracket. No. Well, I think I knew that. Was it echo? No, this feels wrong. X to decimal bash. Okay, it's 2 brackets. Echo. $14. Yeah, that is correct. Hang on, why was I looking that up again? Oh yeah, here. Is it 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And the null character. Okay. Yeah, that looks correct. And this is the actual string, which also is correct. There's a couple of paddings, 15 and 16. And then what were the last 2 things? Version and new ID. I mean, the version comes from the compositor, so it's correct. And 3 is the ID. Yeah, that looks right. So it's not bind. Okay, so at least that's correct. The composer was blah, blah, blah. So I'm guessing ping is like an optional event, with my guess. And the socket is still, my bad. The socket is still open because it doesn't, yeah, doesn't get disconnected. Finding interfaces. Okay, we've done this. Shared memory, XDG, and compositor. What is the plugin that inserts those bug symbols into the sign column? Oh, you mean these ones? I think it's called to do comments and then yeah, this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. I can put it in the chat. There we go. You're welcome. Right. We're kind of on RPC. We need to create objects first before calling remote methods on them. Using the interface we created, we can now call the methods WSurface, XTGSurface, and XTGTopLevel. We can now call methods in the interfaces to create more entities we need. Okay. Handle message. Didn't miss anything, did I? Do I handle any errors here? I do handle the errors. Yeah, I think because display event is the first one. Okay, so at least let's assume that much is correct. Reacting to events. And so if you don't link to any libraries, this is just logic. Messages and events from the core protocol. Once we have done that, the surface is set up and committed to signal the compositor to automatically apply the changes to the surface. Okay, if we have all of these, create surface, get XTG surface, and top level, and then commit. I mean, that looks like exactly what I'm doing. Alright, fuck the ping event. Don't get it. I create surface, get XTG. You know what? I might even not set title. Invalid top level event. That's weird. Why is it like so inconsistent? It doesn't error. But if I don't set these two things, it freaks out. And actually I do get the configure event. Invalid top level event. What is 3? 0, 1, 2, 3. WM capabilities. Oh yeah, it's that array. That I never know what to do with. Okay, so this freaks out because the length of the buffer is smaller than the expected size. What is the actual size? Print expected. Got self-dub buffer length and size of bigger. Okay, let's have a look. It's about half the size. Where's that getting printed from? Guessing I'm getting a pass bounds event. I don't know. None of this makes any sense. Why does it not like when I set the title? So many questions. Create a surface, create XTG surface, and then top level. The note here, all to do. Setting these does not return any events. Currently returned events seem to be mishandled. One of my guess is parse configure event. No, actually maybe parse bounce. I wonder if I'm reading too much. Consume size of by32, parse bounce. Top level. Width and height, they both ends. No, that seems to be right. Consume by32, consume that. They are the same buffer. Yep, they are. Top level. Hang on, that is also incorrect. Well, but that is the last message. Consume padding. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I think that's a good stopping point. I mean, it's a terrible stopping point, but I'm gonna stop there. I'm not getting anywhere. Guess I'll get back at it tomorrow, and then well, it's okay. It's part of the process, and I'm getting pissed off by wayland, and I think I'm not gonna be making any progress while being pissed off. All right, so I think right, we'll be back here tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It's Tuesday. Yeah. One of these days, I will figure it out. Well, what I'm going to do is after the stream, I'll see if I can run it through one of the LLMs. See, maybe it finds out something that I missed. Yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea. Anywho, I think I'm going to call it a day there. Hope you have a good one. Good start of the week. And I shall see you back here tomorrow. See ya. Hey, Tiny K. Well, I was just about to end the stream because I am getting nowhere with Wayland right now. So I'm going to try again tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm just getting frustrated. So I think it's best to stop here.